Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to assemble a Mega Constructs kit. What? And to hang out with all of you and chat about a bunch of things. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw that back at me. If you're not a subscriber, you can just say hi. Constructing in the arena, says the T. Indeed, this is my background as of late. I'm going to do the old applause there for Harold for hosting the stream. Hello to Dude Wants His Rug and Lashbrook and Jaam, all here, all hanging out. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome to the stream. This is the old pre-show. We're going to let people kind of come in, get settled. We'll get to building in a moment. You may have noticed it's not done, but I have been working on. Solf is here. Hi, Solf. One of the things I've been doing in my quarantine has been working on my lighting setup. Not adding anything, changing things, working on levels, balancing, trying to brighten things up. Most dramatically, I think, will be the overhead. You should be able to see things. Not only will the colors be more accurate to what I see when I'm looking at them here, but hopefully it will be easier for you to see things in the overhead. That does mean that right now I feel a little more pale than I am, but also that could be because I've just been inside a lot, because when I do go out, it is often at night, because sometimes you got to do stuff. I'm going out tonight, y'all. I'm going to go out tonight when the streets are hopefully empty, because I got a check in the mail, and my app for my bank is not working right now, so I have to make a deposit the old-fashioned way at an ATM, wearing gloves. Lord Crashington is here. Hi, Lord Crashington. We're going to go to the overhead in just a moment, get started with the building, but I did want to say, first and foremost, Lashbrook is here in the chat. Lashbrook picked up this. This is the Mega Constructs. There's some green, or some colors in it that are not going to show up here, but is the Mega Constructs kit that we're working on. We're going to start this first. When this Mega Constructs Mew versus Mewtwo clash is done, then we will move on to a Mewtwo action figure model kit. And we'll build a model kit of Mewtwo. So that way we've gotten Mew 5. We got Mew and Mewtwo and Mewtwo 2. That's going to be really fun. And I'm excited you're all here. We're going to get to the building in just a moment. You know, we're just waiting for a few more folks to join us. I'll put the tweet out in a minute. Again, being like, hey, come on in. If you are new to my build streams, because perhaps you tuned in last night because you are Ian or Tom or Jacob and you don't know me. This is mostly what I do. I don't often stream improv or tabletop games or with multiple people. In fact, yesterday was the first time I've ever done a stream with multiple people before. I've had one guest once in a live capacity. We were in the same room when I was in San Diego for San Diego Comic-Con. But I have since then have not done this. And yeah, having guests last night was very cool. If you missed the stream, it's on my YouTube archive, youtube.com/PatBear. Look in the recent uploads. You'll find my Smack Talk Showdown stream. It was very fun. Thanks for everybody that tuned in for that. I was less active with the chat than I normally am because I was trying to run a game. And that takes a lot more of my energy. Anyway, I'm going to retweet and then we'll go to the overhead. We're going to start building. We already got a bunch of people here. Thursdays always, Thursdays are prime building night. Always seem to do well on Thursdays, which I appreciate folks making this part of your evening. You now more than ever have a lot of options for streaming. And I'm happy that I can be part of your day or evening, depending. So overhead, let's go. As you can see, there is the Mewtwo, and then that's the action figure model kit we're going to build, and that's the Mega Constructs that we're going to build. And things are bright now. Hopefully this is appealing, and this is what we're looking for. But like I will say, looking at the camera, looking at my feed, and looking at this, that's pretty indicative of the orange of this piece. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good representation of the pink Pokeball, energy Pokeball that Mew is going to be living in. So what am I doing right now? If you've never seen a Lego stream or a Mega Constructs stream before, uh, every stream starts with knolling. Knolling is the process of taking, in this particular instance, similar colors or the same color and putting those together and organizing them by color so that it's a lot easier for me to find the pieces I need instead of just going out of the bag. Mega Constructs, I'll say this. I've only built a few, most all Pokemon. Mega Constructs does an excellent job. Their manuals are very helpful. They have things like actually pointing you where the pieces go and where they're connecting. They tell you what bags that you should need for the things you're doing. Um, Lighting does seem better. Overhead seems less stable though. Is the overhead moving? Is that? Let me take a look here. At the very least, let me make sure that we're not that I don't have autofocus on. No, autofocus is not on. Uh, it may be that the table is shaking a little bit. So I do apologize if that is the case. Um, but I am trying to, yeah. That may just be from me knolling. It might be moving around a bit. So I apologize if that is becoming an issue. But yeah, that is the goal was to improve the lighting in here. Hopefully, dramatically, making it easier for people to see what's going on. But there. So obviously, I can tell the difference between these two pieces here. These two pieces here. Obviously, I should be able to very easily tell the difference between these two, right? But closer up, it's helpful to have them just be separated. It does make my life a little easier. So that's what we're doing right now, just separating by color. Um, but yeah, I am. This is an ongoing process trying to get this lighting in some fashion that is beneficial for everyone. So it is a work in progress. Um, I really dug into the settings of my webcam pretty recently. Not just using OBS, but actually using the software that I downloaded, Logitech software, um, specifically for this webcam, for the webcams that I have. I have two of the same webcams, so I've been attempting to kind of adjust them as I go and find a good balance for things. So hopefully that works out, and people like how and can see better and all that. So we'll see. Um, but yeah, it's totally possible also that my table just isn't as stable as it could be because I'm. Excuse me, I sneezed. I apologize. Apologize for that. That is unprofessional of me. I hope folks are doing well in the chat. I mentioned this. Um, I'm gonna go after the stream. I gotta go out tonight. The closest ATM to me of my bank is a bit of a walk, but that's good because exercise will be nice. And going in the evening reduces the risk of running into people, which is good. I don't love the idea of being out, particularly if I can avoid it. I certainly don't like the idea of using an ATM, but I do have gloves, and I will be using those. And yeah, it's a thing that needs to get done. The check that came in, I was like, oh, I'll just take a photo of it with my phone and use my app, and then just like deposit it that way. And then my app was like, we don't no, we don't want to do that. We instead of that, how about we don't do anything. You can check your balance if you want. Would you like to transfer funds? Deposits with a photo? No, thank you. It's like, oh, okay. I guess I'll just go to the bank. So that is on the agenda for this evening. Is an evening walk to the bank. Otherwise, I've been trying to be inside because that makes the most sense. I'll admit this. I'll say this, folks. I've been sitting on my stoop a lot, which has been good. And then yesterday, I walked to a Pokestop that is near my apartment, but not from a stoop. Couldn't access it from a stoop. Had to walk a little bit. So I walked a little bit so that I could check in on Pokemon. Because, I don't know. I just wanted to. I wanted to feel a little bit of normal. I'm trying to, take care of myself, keep things in check. But, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to feel a little bit like your old self. I'm not advocating, like, I don't know, I saw someone tweeting today about, like, somebody was walking their dog and saw, like, a full-on picnic happening in the park. And it's just like, nope. No. Get out of there. Go home. No. I will say that I've been able to. I haven't been to my grocery shopping because I stocked up, so I haven't gone in a while. But I did see that my local grocer finally implemented senior citizen hours. So they have like the first hour and a half they're open is for folks, for senior citizens come through. And that rules. And I'm really psyched they did that. And I wish they had done that earlier. But it also allows them to have like a bit of a soft open, and I think that's great. And then theoretically, it will hopefully discourage people from like lining up, which seems counterintuitive. And I know another store that I don't go to that often, but is near me, has been implementing like only so many people in the store at one time, which is great because that's, I'm going to cough. Hold on. Sorry about that. You want people to be their best, but not everyone is being their best. I don't know. Look, I don't know. I'll talk about other things. We'll talk about other things tonight, I'm sure. But, it seems foolish to pretend like we're not doing stuff and stuff isn't happening. That just feels foolish to me. I'm not about that. Like, you're watching I watch YouTube content of stuff that happened, like people filmed months ago, and it's like, yeah, no, this feels weird. It's like, no, you shot this outside with like 6 people. What are you doing? What's going on? It just feels strange. And then some people like thank God. The Cruising the Cut guy posted a video today. He's back from New Zealand because he was on vacation in New Zealand, and I was like, is the Cruising the Cut guy okay? Because he hadn't posted in a while, because this is the time of the year where he doesn't post, because if you don't know, the Cruising the Cut is, hey, if you're looking for some relaxing nonsense YouTube to watch, how about the guy that is one of the many people that lives on the river, on the canals in the UK, and made a YouTube series about it. It's very relaxing. It's enjoyable to watch. But I was like, oh, but this time of year is downtime because the winter, and so he doesn't post as much. And I was like, I hope that guy's okay. Tomorrow, my first time out since the shelter-in-place order Tuesday night. I expect it to be weird. Yeah, Lashbrook. My times out have felt weird. I will admit that. They have felt, especially like, I live in Brooklyn, and I don't live in it's not necessarily wild. Like, mine's kind of the outskirts of the places that when you hear the term Williamsburg, it's what you think of. I don't really live in that kind of nonsense, but I still live in nonsense. And it's been quiet, and it's strange. The quiet is weird. So we're just Nolan right now. We're just organizing, getting things where they need to be, and then we'll get to build in a moment or two. We'll have less wobble once I start actually assembling things, I think. So I apologize if there's any wobble. I've been told to keep my work badge on me in case the cops start hassling me. Yeah. Hey, John Robert. John Robert's saying, hope all is well. Things are what they are, right? They are manageable. And I hope you and Crystal Beth are doing all right. But yeah, all things considered, I said this last night, like, mostly it's just like, Oh, Silver Streak just subscribed. Hope everyone's having a good night and a safe week. Yes, to you as well, my friend. We're hanging in there. Good. I'm glad to hear that, John Robert. So let's start the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and Moat. Thank Silver Streak for subbing for 5 months. Appreciate it very much. If you're a subscriber, you can throw those emotes in there. I hope the applause. But I was saying this last night, like, my roommate has been in quarantine with his girlfriend at his girlfriend's place. And so I have been, like, alone, and video conferences, Zoom meetings, doing a stream with people last night was really fun. Doing the wrestling stream was really fun because it was also, one, it was very fun to perform for folks and kind of use the comedy muscles I don't get to use that often. But also it was really just nice to, like, we talked, like, we hung out like 15 minutes before the stream started, just like, getting things together and chatting, and then we chatted a little bit after. The stream itself, I think, was a success, but also it was just nice to talk to friends, especially friends from somewhat disparate parts of my life. And Jacob is a very new friend, but is just a dude I knew was a good dude. So it's been nice. Yeah. Hi, Aristophan and Dirty. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you here. Yeah, Harold. It was a fun stream. Definitely check that out on YouTube if you missed last night. We'll do it again. So one, I want to have maybe at least one more person. I probably want to do like more interview parts myself and less like improv parts myself, and kind of more be the MC and allow for more people to be fun and have fun. So that's definitely a thing I'm going to try to do. And the other thing I'm going to try to do is I might do like an afternoon stream at some point, and maybe mix up the time a little bit to allow for people who can't do evening streams that want to do it but are like, I can't, I got kids. So, talent was great. It was a good stream for sure. Thank you, Solf. Yeah. It's that fun thing of like Ian is done improv training and has wrestle training, and Ian helps a lot with wrestling stuff, and it's so fun to have him involved, but he doesn't get to do the comedy stuff that often. And Jacob is just like a natural improviser, trained but really fantastic on his feet. And Tom, I love Tom because he's so gung ho about things and very naturally funny, and but also just does not like, knows he likes wrestling but doesn't know what he likes about wrestling, which just makes for a very fun stream. And it was just like a really fun combination of people. And it was everyone's like first time. I think Tom and Ian had like met but don't remember meeting, which is fun. But yeah, it was just like getting these people together. Okay, so we finished knolling, and now we're going to start by assembling Mew. So we're going to get the pieces we want for Mew based on the booklet here. So we're going to build Mew and then Mewtwo as well, and it's a battle scene, which is a fun combination of things. Mega Constructs, no decals to put. They put the stickers on for you ahead of time, so we got that. And yeah, we're just going to follow the instructions and hopefully not miss any steps. But the nice thing is, if we miss any steps, we can get into it. I've got some wedges and some tools to use. Some people have some unkind things to, in the past, people have had some unkind things to say about Mega Constructs. But I think their Pokemon stuff is top notch. I've built quite a few. Never till the stream started, and I wanted to do some Pokemon things because I like Pokemon. But yeah, we'll get to it at some point. There's one thing they do that's actually, I think, legitimately great, and I'll show it off in the instructions when we get there. But right now, I'll just show you. I think I can show you. Yeah. Okay. So, these are different pieces right here. These two pieces are different. One is taller than the other. And they go out of their way in the instructions to be like, not this one, but this one. And I'll show you when we get there. But these two are slightly different sizes, and Mega Constructs, the booklets, are really great about being like, no, you think you want this one, you don't want this one, you want this one. and I really do appreciate that. Um, those are the types of pieces that are always a pain in the butt. Yeah, because you're like, oh shoot, did I? You start to wonder, like, did I like pick the wrong piece, or did I like is a piece missing? And it's not missing. You just did it wrong. Um, and that's always a bad feeling. Because you're just like, I think I did this. I thought I did this right. They don't do necessarily always the best job of being like, one thing that Lego has up over them is Lego is like, turn the piece over. Like, they make sure you know that. Whereas sometimes here I'm like, oh, okay, I turn this over. Like, it's obvious, but it could be more obvious, I guess. Um, but yeah, I think that like it's just like a pretty cool. The booklet is big too. I don't hate that. Nice big booklet. I do not dislike that at all. Uh, but yeah, um, going back to talking about the show last night. I had a great time doing it, as I said, and I think that I'm going to experiment with it again. As I said, I definitely want to do another one of these streams because I had a good time doing it. So I'm not going to say like, oh, it's next week. I'm not going to like be like, oh, I do this every week or whatever. But I do think it's going to become part of my my stable of things that I do in that Wednesday slot. I mean, at some point I got to do another Hearthstone stream because there is an expansion coming out. Um, they already made some changes that went into effect that they announced a while ago in Hearthstone. Uh, Only one of my decks was greatly inconvenienced, making Acolyte of Pain, which was part of one of my decks that was in Standard, go to Wild means that I had to swap it out for another card, and I dislike that, but that's the thing they did. Other people were probably more affected than I was in the weirdo decks they were playing. So, but yeah, I mean, once the new expansion comes out and there are new cards, and there's the Demon Hunter, the new class, the first new class in Hearthstone, um, I'll definitely be doing a stream about that. I'm sure. Uh, speaking of video games, because I played it on PC, I played some Control DLC today. The new Control DLC is good. I only tried one power. I only picked one power. Um, and I'm building weird ice shards all over the place, and that's fun. And I'm using that shield bash, and that's fun too. And hey, it's good. Control is fantastic. Yeah. Um, so it is currently only available for the PS4 and the PC. The is coming. The Xbox version is coming out, I believe, in June. So there's some exclusivity to it. Um, Solve says I'm excited for the DLC. Need to finish Doom Eternal first. Yeah, uh, I'm so happy to have it, particularly because I am done playing Doom. Um, for now, anyway. I might come back to it. Uh, I got stuck in Control and fell from it. Yeah, Dirty. Like you might. It's sometimes a thing where like you just like didn't find a power that you needed to get that would have helped you out a lot, or just like there's a puzzle and you're just like I'm not sure what I need to be doing here. Like I definitely I wasn't without my own frustration with that game at certain points. But overall, I love it so much. I think the writing is really solid. I think the idea that they're presenting, um, it does not feel like it does not feel like cut content or stuff they chose not to put out at first so they could put out later. It really feels like ideas they had probably late in the game and couldn't pull off at the time or finish at the time, and they were like, well, if we get a chance to do it, we'll do it now. That's what it feels like, which is a good feeling. Um, so I have been excited to continue to play it. get back into Control. I've never liked a Remedy game before, but Control totally hooked me. I completed everything available proudly to see. I mean, this is the first. It's the first game of theirs that I was like, I like Alan Wake in concept, but in execution, I fell off of Alan Wake. I would say that the Alan Wake standalone American Nightmare is good, and is probably the first actual Remedy thing I really liked. Control being the thing I liked the most. Um, yeah, I didn't. Asterisk. I never really liked the Max Payne games. They never clicked with me. How is it coming back to it after not playing for a few months? I tried playing this afternoon. I've forgotten. Oh yeah. So Aristofan, American Nightmare is better than base Alan Wake by far. And yes, Silver Streak. I think it totally is. Okay, so we're gonna build the landmass now. We're gonna work on a landmass. But we built Mew. Here's Mew. It's a Mew. It's a Mew. There's Mew. So we're going to build a landmass, and part of the building the landmass is putting the pieces down and then just kind of like laying them out and then putting stuff over it, which always feels weird when you're like, hey, take this piece, and now put things next to it. Instead of just always layering. I don't know, sometimes it feels weird. It's reassuring. I bounced off Alan Wake after about 20 minutes. Yeah, Alan Wake never really did it for me. I'm going to pull this down. And also the collecting I like the story. I like the idea. I like that this is going to be theoretically tied into things, or not theoretically, pretty much. My big thing going into... my big thing going into this DLC was I watched some videos. It took me a while to get the feel back in my hands, but I familiarized myself with concepts about the game, because that felt important, was to be like, okay, well, what does it do? How does this work? So we're gonna be putting our pieces down like this, which feels weird, and then we will layer on top other pieces, which will snap it into place by putting the other pieces down. This always feels weird to me. They do a good job. You can see in the booklet here, it does add some colors to be like, hey, this is where the pieces go, which is helpful. But yeah, this part always feels weird when you're building the base segments of these kits. But it does mean everything lines up right, which is good. Okay, I think I did one of these wrong. Yep, I did this wrong. Okay. Just gonna go. Okay. Overall, I'm just excited to be back into the world of Control, because I had a great time in that world before, and especially since I was bummed about, and still am bummed about, my other gaming choice of the year, Eternal. I will say this: feels pretty good that other people didn't like it the way I don't like it. That I felt pretty reassured, and the folks that do like Doom Eternal way more than I like Doom Eternal, like their reasons, what they like about it, makes sense to me. And so and as always want to stress, if you're fucking loving Doom Eternal, if this is your jam, if this is like doing the things that you wish that the first game had done, and it's just like, hell yeah, I'm having a great time, this is my Doom, I'm so psyched for you. I legitimately wish that I shared that. I do not have that. But I'm glad you do. It's very much the Doom 2 to the original Doom. It's just, I don't want to know about the Doom guy. I don't want to know anything. I don't want to know anything about him. I want him to just rip and tear and make stupid. There are things I like about it. There are hints and moments in the game that I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I like about this. But there are also just so many moments that I'm like, okay, all right. You are making this. Somebody is so excited about the choices you have made here. Somebody is so happy with this direction you took it. But yeah, the story is so dumb. Yeah. So Silver Streak. I think that the first Doom 16, 2016, Doom 2016. I think the humor in that resonated with me because it felt like it was like we get to make a Doom game. What does that even mean? Whereas this one is like, well, we made a successful game and it sold better than projections, and we've got this thing, and we need to hit these bulletin points and do this stuff, and then we hired these people to write some things, and somebody had this great idea, and so we're going for it. Uh, at this point, to put more into decorating my AC Island Doom style, than I play Eternal. Uh, Less than 60 seconds of the game, and the Dune Marine so pissed he punched the display panel. Yeah. So there is a moment. There's an elevator, and he pushes the button a lot when the elevator doesn't come immediately, and I'm like, that's what I want. That's what I want. Uh, so there's like moments. I played a bunch of it. I also like tried to tune the difficulty to my liking, tried to like find the balance where I was still ripping and tearing when it was time to rip and tear, and still finding the power ups when it's time to find the power ups, and trying not to feel like I don't like this is the still the game for me. And yeah, it's wasn't my favorite gaming experience of 2020 so far. Samuel Hayden was super serious in 2016. Saw him on the serious parts in Eternal. It just seems like the balance is off. Yeah, I mean, characters can be serious. They can totally be serious. They should be serious. But also, like, Dirty says, I had forgotten what tab I'm in. I almost typed in chat. Oberon Blueprints drop. Yes, I am not Google, Dirty. I do know a little bit about a lot of things, um, and I am willing to help you if possible. But I am not a Google search. Okay. Oh, so here's the thing. Check this out. Look at that. Use the tall one. Don't use the short one. There's nothing condescending about that. They just want to make sure you pick the right one. They're like, hey, don't mess this up by picking the short one. You want the tall one. You'll be happy you understand why it doesn't look right. Because you didn't goof it up. Congrats on not goofing it up. I love that. I think it's just like a great little thing. Here's a secret. I am Google. Oh, okay. Silver Streak's Google, apparently. All right. Yeah, so that's just a great little feature that it's like the tall one. Because we would have put the tall one somewhere and it would have looked weird. It would have been like, this doesn't look right. And we're going to continue to build our base here. Our playset area, I guess. Because this is definitely meant for display purposes. Overrun parts tend to drop only in the instant missions, not in the world. I mean, I'm glad you're able to answer that, because I don't know. I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't have a good answer for that that question. I mean, I could look it up. You have to hunt the Eximus units. That sounds like a video game term. That's a video game thing right there. Alright, so this goes here. But that doesn't... Okay, that goes like that. Great. We're making progress. We're assembling this thing. Excited to work on this. In case you're wondering, I do have things to build. I'm pretty excited about that right now. I've got this and the other Mewtwo, the model kit to put together from Lashbrook. Um, but then I have two master grades and two 144 scale high grades to put together. So my backlog isn't like monstrous, but it is. It's got some meat to it. I've got a few things uh, to put together. Um, I think I'm gonna build the Zaku. I got a Zaku Warrior kit. It just looks so cool and has such cool weapons. I think that might be the thing I build next. I don't know. Um, I might just jump the gun and put that together next because it is such a cool looking kit that I definitely would like to put it together sooner than later. Uh, I'm a bit creeped out where the clear stand is on the Mewtwo model in this picture. I don't know. Oh, above. Yes. Yeah. It's a cradle for Mewtwo's junk. I didn't know what you meant, and now I look at it, Lord Crashington. Yeah. I mean, it's nice to have support sometimes, you know, getting on in years and getting a little support from your thing. I'm sure in person it looks less weird. Maybe it just doesn't photograph well. It looks a little odd. See their cradle or really had to go. Yeah, no, I don't believe that it is a. Yeah, I believe that is just a cradle. All right, so there. So, the difference between Mega Constructs and Legos. One of the differences, Mega Constructs tells you where the next piece is supposed to go and points at where it goes, whereas Lego is here's where the next piece belongs and they place it there. So that does mean that sometimes you in Mega Constructs you like my advice to Mega Constructs, so that's what you're going to do is so you look here, you say okay, so I have these two things and they're going to go right there, and the next step you can see where they are. So you kind of have to look ahead a little bit, but that is better than knowing what pieces you need and having to look at the whole thing that you're building to go, okay, now where did you put that? Okay, now but that goes where did you put that piece? Okay, um, and kind of having to guess. Whereas this one, it just means yeah, sometimes you just gotta look ahead a little bit. And hmm. All right, this piece doesn't seem to be coming together right, so I'm going to be taking a look at that. All right, yeah, okay. So I did assemble that wrong. Okay. There. Okay, I assembled that correctly. But yeah, nice thing about Lego or Mega Constructs is if you goof, you can fix your mistakes. So that is always a pleasant thing to be like, oh nope, I did that wrong. Okay, now how did I want to do that? So we got our three pieces here. Got a four. Just gonna go there. I'll put this so you can see it. If Mewtwo was thrusting his hand at me and peeing, I'd be pretty intimidated. Yeah, I mean Mewtwo is already a very powerful Pokemon that knows human speech and can talk to you in your mind. So, and is definitely pissed the fuck off. So already pretty intimidating as is. Doesn't really need to. Uh, doesn't need to be cradling themselves. Considering the end of Detective Pikachu, only him thrusting his hand at me would intimidate me. Oh, Detective Pikachu the movie. You're a weird. What a weird thing. What a weird thing. There was a live action Pokemon movie and a live action Sonic movie, and I like both of them. The world is a weird, weird place. genuinely enjoyed. You know, different reasons, differently. They're different movies. They're going for different things. One can appreciate differences in them, but I still enjoyed both of them, and that's saying a lot. The fact that I like the Sonic movie is remarkable. I am slightly predisposed to like it because I did comedy and was friends with, still am friends with. I haven't seen him in a while, but that I friendly and friends with Ben Schwartz makes it predisposed. But also, friends of mine have been in garbage that I haven't liked. It's not just like, oh, a friend of mine is in this, I'm gonna like it. Friends of mine have been in very bad things. Uh, that doesn't mean that I like everything they've done. Uh, but it, oh, what movie was my friend Vero in that was just, oh man, I have to look up the name of this. What movie she was in that? Oh yeah, yeah, that's what it is. Uh, I forgot the name of it. She was in Hail Caesar, which is not a good Coen Brothers movie. It's not great. I was predisposed to like that because I was so excited for her, but ooh, no, not. Swartz seems like a real cool dude. For some of his non-movie related appearances, Game Grunts and the like. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. No one is more excited to be cast as Sonic, that Ben was cast as Sonic than Ben. Ben got to be Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, the Ben wrote for a while for Robot Chicken back in years ago as like a staff writer in Robot Chicken, and wrote all video game stuff that got cease and desist from Nintendo. Like, he's a video game kid. Like, he genuinely was thrilled about like being able to do that and being able to like make that movie. Um, and so I've been thrilled for him that he was able to make that happen and like do something cool and weird like that. But yeah, Ben is incredibly ambitious. He is, and some people don't love that kind of schmoozing quality, but Ben sells himself. Ben knows what he wants. Ben knew exactly what he was doing. Um, he has told the story. I'm not speaking out of turn. He got the job for Robot Chicken and moved out to LA to write a Robot Chicken, but didn't have things in place. So when he got out there, he was staying with a friend and was sleeping on his couch. And then someone jokingly gave him a little tent, and he was sleeping in the tent in the living room so that he had some privacy. But he was like, "Yeah, that's what I got to do. I got this job. I came out here to work. This isn't going to be permanent. Like, I can't say no to this opportunity, but like that opportunity came because he worked really hard. Ben's Twitter hashtag or Twitter name, sorry, his name is Rejected Jokes. Rejected Jokes went minorly viral, which was just a web series of him telling the jokes that had been rejected for the things because he used to fax in because that's what they did for forever and eventually email weekend update jokes. He was on the list of because Weekend Update has people that do like headlines or full jokes. They would do freelance stuff besides the writers. They had people that just did that, and so he did that, and he kind of did like a video series to make use of that material that wasn't going to go anywhere because it hadn't been used. I think, in fact, one of the only times that Ben ever got something, and he also did it for Letterman. He did it for Letterman as well. One of the only times he ever got anything on SNL for Weekend Update was when Horatio Sands was like guest hosting Weekend Update for I think Fallon, uh, and Horatio like pushed for a couple of Ben's jokes, which was really cool and like fun for us. But yeah, Ben is a go-getter. Ben works so hard to get where he is today, and I'm really happy for him. Um, but yeah, but it's a thing of like I was I was gonna like that movie because I'm so thrilled. I ended up liking it also because of the movie. Um, but yeah, there's things like that. There's things like I was predisposed to like Ghostbusters, the last Ghostbusters movie. I was definitely predisposed to like that, and I loved it. But based on the cast, both major and minor and supporting roles that I know, the fact that like, there's just like a lot going into that movie that I was like, it's gonna be hard for me to not like this movie. Turns out I really enjoyed it, but uh, that is a thing, you know. Sometimes like I know that sometimes I am not as objective as I would like to be, but I am generally not genuinely, generally aware when I am being very subjective about a thing. I try to be aware of that. I try to be like, okay, well, this is how I'm feeling about this thing because of this and that. I know why I'm feeling this way. Because that it's good. It's good to know those things. It's good to know your blind spots, or at the very least, be prepared to look for them. Um, because it sucks when you're like, oh wait, my interpretation of this is being colored, and I had no idea that was happening. Shit, like that's not a great feeling. I don't love that feeling. But if you're like, yeah, it makes sense that I'm like meh about this because of this, this, and this. It's like, yeah. Or I'm excited about this. It makes sense because of this, this, and this. Yeah. Uh, Someone was saying that the Crunchyroll's spring season looks really bad based on what they've already said they had. And I'm like, oh, well, yeah, if you don't like isekai and you don't think webtoons matter, then yeah, Crunchyroll's, or yeah, or like if you're not excited about Food Wars, yeah, you're not going to be excited about this new thing. If you're not like, if you don't like their ongoings, if you don't like Black Clover and One Piece, like, and My Hero Academia, like, yeah, if you don't like any of those, then you would think it's a weak season. But they've got two isekai I'm interested in watching coming out, and like, uh, because I like that genre, and they've got uh, a few continuations that I'm excited about. I'm not super excited about the new season of Food Wars because I think the last season's end is so strong and so great, but it closed a chapter, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm super into the idea of the next chapter, but I'm totally willing to be wrong, and I'm totally going to give it a try. But like, yeah, it's like, I don't know. They've got stuff that I'm interested in, so I guess that makes me interested in it. Uh, I mean, it looks like they won't get the slice of life about fishing. The girls in the fishing club. That's probably going to Funimation and Hulu. But I'm like, okay, like, sure. I also don't need, I'm not looking like, oh, I have no skin in the game, right? Like, when it comes to that, like, I would prefer that every anime I want to watch is on Crunchyroll because I have a premium subscription to Crunchyroll and I don't see ads when I'm watching Crunchyroll stuff. Whereas if it shows up on Hulu, I got to watch ads and I don't want to because they're bad ads. They're not badass, they're bad ads. They're ads I don't want to watch. So yeah, I would prefer if Crunchyroll got all of the good anime. I also would have loved it if Dorohedoro hadn't been on Netflix because it's not out in the U.S. Uh, I would have definitely preferred that, but that's not what we got. Um, I don't know if I have this piece. Ooh, weird. I see these. Is that one? No, that's different. Hmm. Oh no. Okay, I'm wrong. Okay. So a clear piece. All right, we finished basically all of this stand here. So we'll put that there. um, so we can get at it when we need it. But yeah, I was like, oh, I don't know where these. I don't have. Basically, they showed me. I looked out too far ahead. They showed me this as one piece, and I was like, I don't have that because I have to build it. I have to assemble it, and then once I assemble it, it'll look like that. So that was actually a little confusing. It's the base for our our psychic shield that also happens to look like a Pokeball. I like there's still a lot of assembly to this part of the kit instead of just making a thing, an enclosure for it. They're like, no, you still have to build it. I like that. We will take a pause for the cause in a moment or two. I'll talk about ways you can support the stream if you'd like. Some folks renewed their subscriptions last night and also gave bits last night, which I really appreciate. And I'm sorry that I didn't. Sorry that I was like more distracted than normal, like running that game. I couldn't really watch chat. I have watched Dynamite Lashbrook, AEW's Dynamite. I think the pre-tape stuff was good. I think the way. I don't know if I like the Exalted one. I really like Brody Lee. I really like Brody Lee. I want to make that clear. I'm a fan of Brody Lee, but I don't know if I'm a fan of the Exalted one being a Vince McMahon parody. I'm less interested in that. I think that's a fucking weird ass choice. I guess he doesn't have to be creepy, but I kind of like. I guess I don't hate the idea that Evil Uno is the creepy one, but it was weird. Look, obviously, folks, I'm about to say, if you haven't been watching AEW and watched last night, what I'm about to say makes no sense. But just imagine it. I really like the part where Chris Jericho was yelling at a drone, Vanguard 1. He's just yelling at that drone. I really like that part. He's arguing with a drone. It's nonsense. Losing my mind the entire time the main event of Jericho and Hardy. Yeah, Lashbrook, it was incredible. Completely, unbelievably incredible. I loved it. Yeah, there was some really good stuff that in the show. And yeah, it's been pretty interesting to watch so far. It's just cool to just hear Tony. It's still fucking cool as hell to hear Tony Schiavone just on commentary. I love that man. I'm so happy that he's happy. I'm so happy that he's enjoying himself. Makes me happy. But yeah, it was a man was arguing and cutting a promo at a drone, a working drone. And that doesn't make any sense and is great. And also, folks, you may have heard this. Wrestling is happening without an audience, and it's so weird. Or sometimes it's happening with limited amounts of people, but as people try to figure out ways to keep their numbers low and keep exposure as low as possible, which is a very difficult thing, and my hat's off to anyone that's figuring out how to do that safely as they can. WWE has a lot of people in hotels in Orlando, which doesn't sound like the cleanest, safest place, but just a hotel, a busy hotel. Hopefully they're not that busy, I guess. Oh, God. Yeah, Lord Crashington, that whole segment was so weird. Steve Austin performing for the smallest crowd of his life since the days that he worked the territories. You know, just unbelievably weird. So this is supposed to, like, lock into place. I've hit my first snag. This piece, I got a piece here, is supposed to slot into there and lock this in place, and it is not locking it in place. So we will continue to try to figure this out. I'm going to keep working on it. Hell yeah. Give me a hell yeah. Also, Steve Austin's pants were too tight, and he couldn't get a full range of motion to kick, so he kicked Byron Saxton in the balls by mistake instead of kicking him in the gut, fake kicking him in the gut area. He for real kicked him between the legs, and that sucks for Byron Saxton. I like the wrestling audience they had last week, but it was pretty clear they were under restrictions. Yeah, Lashbrook, yeah, they're different kinds of things. Having the because people wonder, like, oh, is it better to have them backstage or is it better to have them, like, spread out throughout the arena? But also, I think that would look really weird. Okay, we got this in. We really had to force that piece in. That was really weird. That didn't feel great. You got to force a piece in there like that. But we got it. Yeah. Steve Austin kicking Byron Saxton in the balls was probably my least favorite part of that whole thing. I mean, I would love to have Asuka on commentary more often. Angry Asuka just yelling things in Japanese on commentary is unbelievable, and we don't deserve anything. We don't deserve how good that is, because it's incredible. I love her so much. She's the goddamn best. Kana-chan, I'm so worried about her. She's still putting videos up of her, like, yeah, she did a thing of, like, ordering food from Uber Eats because she's still got to make content for YouTube. If you know Kana-chan, please tell her to just be safe. And look, it's nice that she's putting videos up, but, like, oh boy, just please be safe and cool. Asuka, you're the best. Oh God. All right, so Mew is in their protective shielding here. We gotta put the capsule on here. Gonna get this capsule on. Yeah, got the capsule on. Protective ball. That's done. You can see Mew's in there. It's a little energy ball, being safe and secure. And then we're going to build the thing that connects it to the base that we just pretend isn't there, because that's what you got to do. A slave to the content making. Yeah, Lord Crash, it's one thing for, like, being the elite and Sammy Guevara, like the wrestlers who are still out there doing things that are, like, backstage at wrestling, like they're still putting stuff out. Jam just redeemed Play the Soundboard, and then Dirty did as well. Okay, well, Dirty did it twice, so I guess I got to play the soundboard a bunch. So here's some soundboard for you. We'll do. Lord Crashington also redeemed it. Hee-haw. All right, great. So we're going to finish this up. We'll finish up this base thing, and then we're going to take our pause for the cause. But, like, yeah, I understand people have to keep making content. I mean, thank you, Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy using his YouTube platform to tell people to fucking, telling people to stay home and to, like, help people out. Like, legitimately, pro wrestlers using their platform to tell people to fucking, like, take care of themselves and look out for other people is so necessary and so nice. They're going to reach way more people than, just about anybody else. It is nice. I mean, that, like, there's a bunch of people are like, or like, the Try Guys. They started BuzzFeed. They do their own thing. They made it a point to talk about how one of their members is immune compromised, and so, like, if you are practicing, safe practices, if you don't feel, do it for Zach. If you want to help Zach out, he would really appreciate it. If you fucking looked out for other people too. Oh yeah, Jeff has his one wrestling thing for his soundboard with the weird hell yeah chant. Damn right. All right, and then this goes here. Booyah. We'll turn it like this so you can see there. There's Mew hanging out on this battle, getting ready to fight against Mewtwo, who is not built yet, but we'll get to there. We're going to have to open up bags 3 and 4 and null bags 3 and 4 with some of the pieces we already have. You can see there's already a lot of components of Mew here, but they are going to tell us that we do need bags 3 and 4 as well. So we will get bags 3 and 4 open and null there. But right now, I'm going to take a pause for the cause. If you're new to the channel, if you're like, what's happening right now? This is the part of the stream where I just take a second to say hi, hello, and then I talk about ways you can support the stream if you're so inclined. Dirty already threw the Baer Cave of the Moat. If you want to throw the Baer Cave, the leg of the Scythe of the Moat, let the people know this is what you get for being a subscriber. You can use your Twitch coin. If you have Amazon, you can link your Amazon Prime with Twitch, get you Twitch Prime. You get a token a month you can use to support a streamer. That streamer could be me. Cash Money. Is the Lord Stockton's here? Hi, Lord Stockton. Cash Money is another way to support the stream. You could do it by becoming a subscriber. By gifting a sub. Is there someone in chat that you were like, it'd be cool if they had a subscription? I'll gift them that. You could do that. You could also do bits and coins. That's another way to support the channel. We got a good number of subscribers right now. It's always great to see that number grow. But I'm going to go through a few ways you can support the channel if you want to. And we'll get back to building. This takes like 6 minutes tops. I'll quickly go through the many ways that you can support the channel if you'd like to. I have, let's see. Oh, yeah, I have a Patreon. You can join my Patreon. I'm going to be putting out a Q&A video this weekend. This Saturday, though, a Q&A video will go out. People can send me Qs, and I give them As. And I'm going to be sending that on Saturday just to my patrons. $1, $3, $5, $10. I do that every month. I got a great question already lined up, and I'm looking for, hopefully I'm going to get at least one more before Saturday. But yeah, I have that. That's another way to support the channel. Donating, if you donate during the stream, anything you donate goes to me buying model kits. That is another way to support the channel. As I said, bits and coins, but also those donation things. I use that money to buy kits. Speaking of buying kits, I have a wish list. Do I have any idea where anything bought on my wish list would arrive? No. At this point, I don't know. It's expected to take a while. But I keep my Amazon wish list updated. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, it's in the show description. I just added a couple other kits there, some 144 scale high grades I put in, like the Zeta Gundam, the Deja. I put that in there. There's a Build Fighters kit. And yeah, I put a bunch of things in there. A lot of the Lego right now is not available for Amazon Prime. There's like like a boat thing that says like it won't be in stock again until April. It's like, okay, sure. But yeah, you can buy something on that, and then it comes to me, and I'll build it on stream, and that's how that works. And then I'll thank you in the stream, like I'm thanking Lashbrook for buying this Mew and another Mew. That I'm very excited to put these together very soon. So thank you for that. Let's see. We'll get through these pretty quick. As Michelangelo told the Pope, it'll be there when it gets there. Yeah, right? These things take time, and who knows? USA Gundam Store, as of yesterday, they are still shipping things. You could buy a gift card from there and then send me a whisper on Twitch or a DM on Twitter, because my DMs are open, and I'll do that. That is another way to support the stream. I have a Discord. You can join my Discord. You don't have to, but it would be great if you could. Join my Discord. I'm building, I take photos of stuff I work on. It's a nice little place. You can promote yourselves. You can post photos of things you're doing. If you're putting together puzzles or whatever in your time at home, you can share that. It gets updated like once a day by people, and, pretty laid back. I also post links to the videos that I do. Last week I did Pat Baer's Anime Club. When did I put that out? Real quick, I'm gonna. Oops, I want to just real quick. Yeah, Pat Baer's Anime Club. I got to do another one of those soon. I put a video out of that. You can check that out. That's my every other week I do a new video. about an anime topic. So if you haven't seen that, you can check that out. I got to do another one for Monday. I have to decide which I'm going to do. I have two topics I want to talk about. Um, I decided instead of doing a spring preview, I'm just going to do a preview of like a couple weeks into the spring stuff, like what I'm watching and what I'm enjoying. I'm going to do that video instead of like, hey, this is what I'm looking forward to. So I have a couple other topics to do for that. And then we'll get back to building in just a moment. Baering the List. Yesterday I put out a new Baering the List. I do it every week. I ranked and put in tiers, tiered S to D, the mobile suits in Gundam Wing Endless Waltz. So all 5 of the Gundams from Endless Waltz, their Endless Waltz versions, and then Tall Geese 3, and then the Serpent, which was new. So anything new in there, I rank using Tier Maker, and you might enjoy that if you're a fan of Gundams or Gundam Wing Endless Waltz particularly. I think it turned out pretty great. And then I am going to drink some water right now. Now's a great time for you to drink some water. Stretch your arms and legs maybe if that's something you'd like to do or you need to do if you've been sitting for too long. But I could use some water. So I'm going to have some water. And try not to splash water all over the place. All right. That was good. My commanding drink some water. And now I'm going to get back to building. We're going to start assembling Mew. And then also, while I'm doing that, I am going to talk about some animes coming up. I'll start with a question that Dirty asked. Have you ever seen The Agony and the Ecstasy starring Charlton Heston and Rex Harrison III? No. Charlton Heston is definitely an actor that I've seen some big movies of his, but not all of his body of work. That is not a movie that I have seen. So I can't say that I've seen that, Dirty. But thanks for using your channel points to ask a question, using those cave points. Let's talk about anime. Anime that came out, 3 shows that came out this week and 1 show that came out in the past. Because that's what I'm doing lately is, while I know I'll talk about this, I have been doing a thing where I have been hitting the random button because new anime has not started yet. Old anime that is current is still happening, but a lot of them are hitting their last episodes. They're hitting episode 12 or episode 24 or 26. And so right now there's like new stuff hasn't come out yet. We are 5 days away from the first new anime, like new shows. So next week, next Thursday, I'll have some new stuff to talk about. But new things haven't really come out yet. So since I don't have anything new to talk about and things are ending, I want to, every stream, I'll hit random until I find something that kind of interests me. Dirty says so close. You're right. Tower of God is 5 days away, and I'm excited about that. That softball or baseball, ladies baseball anime is close, and I know some people are excited about that. That's coming out soon. There's anime coming. New shows are on the horizon. So I'm going to try to hit a random thing. Let's talk with the shows that are starting. So Black Clover. Black Clover kind of has like 2 things happening right now. The major element of the episode, there was an A plot and a B plot. So right now the story is they are investigating the idea of curses and forbidden magic and their connections to demons. That is the thing that they are doing. They're trying to investigate that stuff. So they go over because Gordon, one of my friends, one of my favorite boys, the guy who looks like Marilyn Manson, who his family for generations has done poison magic, and he's a weird guy. He's a weirdo, but he's a lovely guy. So he's going to go and visit his family um, to see if what they know, because they know curses. They use curse magic. They know all that stuff. So they probably might maybe know something about what's going on with Asta, and maybe they can figure some stuff out. And all of them, grandma, the husband and wife, and the younger sister, they all look like Gordon. To the point where Gotch goes, how did they look like this before they got married? Because the mother and father look so similar. And he thinks that's weird. And even comments, I think this is uncomfortable. It's a weird thing where I'm like, oh, I wish they weren't evil. What's the twist going to be? Here's the twist. The dad at some point was like, we're recovering. We're gonna switch it up and become recovery mages. We're gonna use our vast knowledge of curses and stuff to heal people and help people, which apparently Gordon didn't know. He didn't know they had done that. Like, he basically ran away from home because he didn't want to be involved with what they were doing. And it turns out he didn't have to do that, which is a weird thing to figure out. But that's nice because it means that Gordon's family is trying to help and be cool, and that's nice. They're just weirdos. Um, and yeah, overall that was fine. That was the big plot. The minor plot. One of my favorite minor characters, because one of my favorite things about Black Clover is how the minor characters are almost universally awesome. We had Dorothy. Dorothy is one of the strongest magicians in the land, wizards, but she uses dream magic, so she's asleep a lot, but she's awake and hanging out. And it turns out that there was a curse on Noelle, who, by all rights, Noelle should be the main character of this shonen. She's great and got her own tragic backstory and cool character stuff, and is awesome. But basically, it seems like her mother, because she always thought that her mother died in childbirth, but her mother died because of a curse. But you can't say that. But you can say that in the dream world, and I guess they said that in the dream world, and so because they said that in the dream world, it doesn't count. But basically, if you talk about the curse, you get cursed, which sucks. So yeah, it was that was a good episode. Oh, and then there are other people being, apparently somebody in the house is cursed. And they think it might be Henry because Henry has such issues. But I don't think it's Henry. I think that's a red herring. Who's Noelle's antagonist if she's the protagonist is dirty? Well, so I guess Asta's her rival then? Well, I mean, like, I guess it's, I don't know. Well, because, like, is, like, still, like, still loves him, still loves Asta. So it is, he is a weird thing, a weird rival. But yeah, I don't know. I guess she doesn't really have a rival outside of, like, romantic rivals, in which she has a few. There's a piece here that, so I don't know why, but there's a line here in this kit that makes me think that this is not the right piece, but I don't see any other piece, so we're going to go with it and just say that that's weird. But I don't see this piece in any other, like, a version of this piece. So I think that's just like an odd thing. We'll figure it out. If I fucked up, I'll figure it out. Oh, yeah, so there's somebody in the house is cursed, and they think it might be Henry, which would make sense. But I bet it's not Henry. I want it to be Magna. I want Magna to be cursed, because that dude doesn't have, like, even in a world of, like, weirdos, his big weird thing is that he's, like, not as magically powerful as everyone else. But his thing is that he's just like a weird, goofy delinquent. Like, he just his idea of what's cool isn't cool. So I would love that if it's secretly he's cursed. Although maybe it's also Charmy. Maybe Charmy is also cursed. She's descendant. She's got like all kinds of weird shit. She's like that weird magical overpowered nonsense thing going where her goofiness prevents her from being too overpowered. But the whole time, she's also cursed. I think that would be interesting. But I would be cool if Magna had something to do instead of being not good enough to be in the flame with the other wizards who all do fire shit. He doesn't get to be that cool. All right, so now we got to build our face. Charmy is half dwarf. Yes, Charmy is half dwarf, and apparently forgot that happened. And Asta hasn't said anything about it, which is weird. They've been like, "Hey, you're half dwarf. I hope. What's up with that?" But yeah, it would also be really funny if Charmy was half dwarf, half human. So she has two different magical attributes and does things differently. And then also all this time has been like has a curse. I don't know. But they're also, I guess, gonna go to the Heart Kingdom, which is interesting. Because we'll see what that's all about. Uh, this is the nose. This is the nose here for Mewtwo, and it looks like a face. Looks like a little face. I can't see the there. This nose is a face. His face got a face. Maybe that's her curse that she doesn't know about her other half. Maybe that is what it is. I don't know. I hope it's not Vanessa. She's got enough going on without also being cursed. And okay, so we put that face on there. We're slowly building up our kit here. Okay, we're gonna move on. BOFURI is over, folks. BOFURI, a lovely show. I can now, as now all 12 episodes are out, say, yeah, watch it. I think it ended pretty satisfactorily. The last fights were kind of fun and cute, and also there's something very funny about Maple in her demon monster predator form, walking around stomping on stuff, but still having the same character voice, and just being like munching on food with other people, and just being kind of still cute and fun, but in this giant demon body. I thought that was pretty choice and pretty fun. But yeah, overall, it is that after credits stinger had me cheering. Yeah, I mean overall, it's just a fun thing, and it solves the problem of doing a deep dive MMO anime, where you're like, I don't know why I would care about what's happening here because it doesn't really have stakes. The stakes are just like you want them to succeed, you care about them. Now, is every character in that show have proper fun or deep character development? No. But I have to compare and contrast with another show, which I thought was over, but turns out has 13 episodes. Infinite Dendrogram has fucking another episode. That show is a 13 episode, and I didn't know that because I was like watching it going, hey, this fight's taking too long. We haven't gotten to the main event yet. There's still a fight left unless they're going to not do that fight. What the fuck? And then I was like, oh. I had to look it up. I paused the episode, and I was like, oh, there's another week of this. All right, I guess. I'll keep watching next week. But yeah, I think BOFURI is really fun. It is a slice of life that happens to take place in an MMO. I think the action is well done. I like the moments they give some characters. I I'm waiting for ID to end before going back to watch it. Dirty, it's still not great. It's still not great. We'll get to it in a minute. Episode 12. I'm going to spoil a thing that doesn't matter because they waited until episode to tell us. It is heavily implied that Rook is the son of Sherlock Holmes. The guy whose character class is Pimp, who has a bunch of weapon stuff. His last name is Holmes. He is the son of a detective who married a thief. And his last name is Holmes, and he is the son of the great detective Holmes. So a supporting character in the show Infinite Dendrogram is presumably the son of Sherlock Holmes, and it doesn't matter. Also, he apparently is a great observer of things, and like, this is all, they just threw a bunch of bullshit in there that wasn't in any other episode on like a minor character, like on a supporting character, that I'm just like, what the fuck? Last week they went out of their way to like show that the journalist character, like to give her some background. Like, they're just like throwing in character development all willy-nilly. And this week they revealed on Infinite Dendrogram, they revealed that a plot, using descendants of Sherlock should be a subgenre of anime. Yeah. They also, this fucking show, also, said basically the incident that set off the whole series, Infinite Dendrogram. Apparently that's the main villains. That was their plot. That's this whole fucking thing is happening because of this, and it's just like, I hate all of this so much. It is unbelievably like a mediocre show. And like I said, I can't help but compare the two, right? They're both deep dive MMO RPGs, right? Virtual MMO anime. That is the genre that we are in. They're both in that. One is slice of life, friendship, and funness. The other is takes the approach of, well, the reason we can get some drama out of this and people will care because the NPCs, if the NPCs die, they don't come back. So that adds stakes to it. And there are a bunch of characters that like will leave, and that was the incident that kind of furthered this story, and apparently that's behind a lot of the stuff that's happening here. And it's just like, overall, it's just not a great show. And if it had been a better season of anime, if I had more to watch this season, there's no way that I would have finished it up. I definitely would be coming back to it now. But since this was a weak season, I watched it. And apparently it got 13. It got 13. So they got an order of 13 episodes. So next week will be the finale of it. And I don't have like high hopes for it being like a shockingly good ending. But yeah, it is watchable. It's watchable, and the shittiness of the bullshit isn't like you can still enjoy it. I guess, I don't know. I don't know. It tried to get serious at one point, and it definitely did not earn that seriousness. So I've definitely been like not super thrilled with it for a while. I don't know. So sorry that I can't be like really positive about it. I thought it was over. I thought we were going to be done. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to watch episode 13 of Infinite Dendrogram next week because at this point I got to also, as I said, this is the end of this season, a pretty weak season, I need to, I want to watch anime. I got the time to watch anime. So, I hit the random button on Crunchyroll. Now, as a reminder, I say this, I don't say this enough. I try to say this often. Um, I was gifted a Verve account. It was literally just renewed recently. So I am still I still have a free premium for Verve. So you can take anything I say about Crunchyroll shows with a grain of salt if you so inclined. But that I am under no restrictions other than at all. I just watch them. No one has ever given me any instructions about things to say or things not to say. Whatever. I can do whatever I want. They just want me to be able to have the option to talk about it if I'd like to, which is fantastic of them. The fine folks at Evolution. Um, so I hit the random button, I think twice, because the first thing I saw was something I'd already watched, and then I hit it again, and I came up with number 6. I'm going to look up the date for this. It is, yeah, number 6 came out in, it's an anime called Number 6, and it came out in uh, 2011. I did not watch it when it came out. I only watched the first 3 episodes. I do not know if I will continue to watch it. I put it in my queue, but I don't know if I necessarily have a strong opinion one way or the other. If I'm like, oh, I can't wait to watch this, but I'm definitely not like, yeah, I'm done with this. So I don't know. I could certainly continue to watch it, but it is about a promising young man who's got the world on his shoulders and everything looking great, but he breaks the law by helping someone. He breaks an unjust law by helping somebody who was a fugitive. And so he gets banished. Things turn out bad. And then there's a disease, and no one will talk about what's going on with this disease, and it's fucked up. And he gets reunited with the person that he saved all those years ago, who wants to do some probably bad shit. And also, it is very queer, and is it gay? I don't know, but it's definitely queer as fuck. Those two boys are definitely like into one another and possibly in love with one another, but then he's in love with someone else probably, and a lot's going on, and the art is pretty good, but not exceptional. And I don't, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to continue to watch it. It's a lot of that like, well, once you know everything, you'll think differently. Well, maybe you'll think differently once you know what's really going on. And it's like, cool, I get that more is going on than what you're telling us, but like, then tell us what's going on. So I don't know. As I said, I don't know if I'm gonna like keep watching it, but I was engaged with what I saw, and I put it in my queue. And I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm going to hit random. This is the third time that I've hit random there. Good night, Harold. Thanks for hanging out. You stayed up later than normal, and that's fun. But hopefully I'll see you on Saturday. And because I also know that, obviously, there's a loading ready live on Saturday. So if you don't watch this live or don't watch all of it live, I get it. But Harold, have a great night. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to watch new stuff. So I did Eye Shield 21, which I would recommend. That's a fun, very silly anime series, a football, sports anime that I enjoyed. I think that was pretty fun. So I would recommend that to people. And then, yeah, I watched Eye Shield. And I watched that weird mini one. I'm not having to get up early to do work from home. That makes sense, Harold. Yep. Yeah. If you don't have a commute, you just don't have a commute. And what is trying to find a piece that I need here. It's one of those double-sided pink pieces. Having trouble finding that piece, so I'm just slowly going through all of the pink pieces that are here, slowly looking for the piece that I need. It doesn't have. That's just. So this is all the pink parts here. So 2 of these. I basically need this, but it's the one-sided version of this. So I just have to quickly go through and try to find what I need. So sorry that this is going to take a moment here, but I'm having trouble finding the piece that I need. Huh. All right. Is it possible that I used it by mistake? Let me go through and look back here. No, that's that piece. Quick look there. 5 to 10 minute commute from my bed to my desk, depending. Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's like wake up and get a few things done. Okay, so. Yeah, that's that piece. All right, now I'm just going to quickly, slowly go through all of this here, looking for the piece that I need, trying to find it nice and quickly so that we can keep going with the stream. It's over there, over there, and slowly go through, looking for this piece. I mean, it's possible that it's missing, but that is unlikely. Megastructs, as far as I know, haven't shortchanged me before. But, you know, that's possible. Yeah, I'm trying to just watch a bunch of anime shows so that I have stuff to be able to talk to y'all about when the time comes. Keep this section going, but you know, I am running out of stuff because of the end of the season. This happens, every year or every season, really. And then this is the kind of the year where you don't get a lot of. You do get some continuations, but we don't get a lot of like started really late. Like, I only have looking at my list like BOFURI's done. Inspector has one more episode. Infinite Dendrogram has one episode. Like, other than that, I've got, Black Clover and My Hero Academia are ongoing, and then eventually I'll probably get back in. I'll probably get caught up with One Piece. I'm not caught up with One Piece right now, but I will at some point. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through this and look to see if I screwed up somewhere. Because I believe that I did. So I'm now going to be looking to see if I can find the piece that I'm missing. In the head construction, maybe. But yeah, right now I am missing a piece, and I don't know where it went. So I didn't drop any pieces when I was knolling. So I'm thinking maybe I assembled this head incorrectly, but I don't think so. So I apologize for the delay here as I attempt to figure out what went wrong. Oh, that looks right. Looks right. Yep, that's the double-sided piece. That's the other piece that I need. But that belongs there. And then this chest piece has that and that. Let's see there. And then this goes on there. Yep, that's right. Sorry, folks. I apologize for this delay, but I'm definitely searching for a piece. It's a weird thing. All right, so we'll do what we can. Trying to find it. It goes like that. And that's gonna go like that. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll see if I can get away with. I think what I'm going to do is, and I'll remember, but just gonna really quickly just null all of these pieces here that are this shape. Really quickly, just put all these together, along together. There, it's like that. Those are like that. Goes like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, folks. I apologize. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one of these pieces and connect that instead. And then hopefully that'll work out. Because I don't know otherwise what to do. Weird thing. Could be an error in the instructions. Could be it is most likely an error that I am making. I mean, that's the real truth of it. But I can always disassemble this and then reassemble it with the piece that I'm missing. Because it's totally possible that I put it in the body or the head by mistake. So hopefully it'll all work out. But yeah, sorry about that, and sorry about the delay as I do my assembly. Yeah, so my next stream will be Saturday. On Saturday, I'll be shooting some video stuff, as I said. I will be doing another Pat Baer's Anime Club because I believe it is time for the next one. 99% sure. I'm going to go and look because, sometimes you got to just. Sometimes you just got to check and see. Yeah, no, when did I make that? Put that out on March 16th. So next Monday I do have to do another Pat Baer's Anime Club. I'm not sure exactly which one I'm going to do. I have two topics that I can do that are waiting for me, which is talking about pet peeves in anime. That is, those are those talking about sometimes it's tropes, sometimes it's just like production things. It's stuff that that is in the show that you're just like, or that are in shows that you're just like, oh, I hate this so much. I hate that these show up. And the other is kind of an ongoing, like a conversation, a discussion sort of topic is, can a bad movie or OVA or bonus material ruin your enjoyment of a show? Can the bonus thing be so bad that it actually makes you like the other thing more? Or like, a live action movie does the Dragon Ball live action movie hurt Dragon Ball? Like, I don't think it does, but maybe but I think that, like those things or that conversation. And that might be more apt as we get closer to like the One Piece live action coming out. But I think it is certainly worth talking about those things. Okay, so now I have the piece I used in here is now like, now I need it and I don't have it. I'm going to look here. Really weird. Just that piece is just missing. And it's really strange. I'm going to just go without it for now. If I find it, I know where it's gonna miss. That bootleg 4 and Dragon Ball movie is amazing, bad in a great way. Oh yeah, I mean like live action stuff is. I almost don't want to talk about live action because I think it's not necessarily in the spirit of it. Like the conversation is mostly um, like I think that the OVAs for Dragon Maid are great, but I think the OVAs for Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon are like this. The one that came out for this second season is really terrible. And Slime. I think both of the OADs are for That Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime are actively like awful and detract from my enjoyment of the show. Uh, there's a live uh, yes, there is going to be a live action One Piece. That has been confirmed. Um, I don't have details about it for you, but that is a thing that is going to happen at some point. And you are right. That is a weird thing that I have said, but yes, that is coming at some point. I guess. Uh yeah. I mean, so much it will be CG, and so much it will be weird and nonsensical, and who knows if any of it will ever actually happen. But yeah, that is supposedly coming. Uh it's very weird. But yeah, I almost don't want to talk about that because I think that does distract from, or should I say, detract from what I actually want to talk about, which is is the whole idea of that, like the direct to video, or does the Dragon Ball movies like Brawly is now canon in a world where there are um like a pair the One Piece. Not One Piece, sorry. My Hero Academia. The My Hero Academia movies are canon, which is interesting. Apparently, the movie for uh, um, uh, a regular in Magic School is canon because one of the characters that was introduced in the movie is now going to be in the show, or the second season, which is coming out. Um, so that apparently is is canon, which is interesting. Uh, so it's like, oh, whatever. Like, I don't know. I think that they sometimes work, but a lot of times they just are, especially a show that knows that the bonus stuff can be, it's on the Blu-ray and it's diehard fans, and it's sometimes it is bonus stuff from the manga, but other times it's just like weird, kind of creepy stuff because they can do fan service they couldn't do on the TV because the hour they have is a TV show, but they can put that in there. So let's have them go to the onsen, and we didn't do that in the show. I think that the OVA for um, uh, what show had the OVA that I liked? Oh, the OVA for I can't even think of the name of it. Um, New Game. The New Game OVA does take place at like a ski lodge, and there is an onsen in there, but I don't think it's like, it's actually kind of cute and fun, and it's not. It doesn't go over its way to be creepy. Uh, but I think that it totally could have. I'm glad it didn't, but it definitely totally could have. You know, that's so that might be what I talk about. I haven't quite decided yet if that's going to be what I talk about for Pepe's anime. Oh, whoops! I just dropped a piece, and I'll pick it up. So I am gonna, in the time since the next stream, which will be the next stream will be on Saturday, I will be looking for this piece that I am now just like leaving out. I'm about to cover it up with some stuff, but I know it's still not there, and you know it's still not there. So eventually, hopefully, I find this piece or figure out where I messed up. Uh, but it's not the end of the world. I think it'll be okay. If I just can't find it, hopefully. But yeah, it's totally like a weird thing where I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know where that piece went. It may have skidded off the table. That totally could be. In which case, I will find it. But I don't know. I don't have a good answer for where that went. Okay. We're making some good progress on our Mewtwo. We still have 2 bags of pieces. So it's totally possible that it's in. Hey, you know what? Let's see if we can borrow from the future. We're gonna borrow from the future. We are gonna take a piece out of bag 6 and say that, you know, it was probably supposed to be in bag 6. This piece that we needed. It was in bag 6 this whole time. But yeah, we have 2 more bags to null as we continue to work on this. But yeah, later I'll go like, why can't I find this piece that I'm looking for? And that's because I took it from the future. Who knows? Thinking that Mega Constructs nailed it is maybe that was my mistake this whole time. Was just assuming that they definitely nailed it and didn't screw up. So there we go. And then need there. But who knows? You'll have to tune in on Saturday as we get closer to finishing this up to see if I screwed up or not. But yeah, Saturday we're going to continue this. We will continue working on Mew on Saturday, and then we will also, if we finish up this kit, we'll start on the model kit version, which shouldn't take too long to put together. The Pikachu we did in like one stream, half a stream basically. So that we'll do that as well, and then I hope you'll tune in because we are wrapping up the stream tonight. So I hope you'll tune in on Saturday for my next stream if you're available. Hey, Washable Markers, welcome. You just came in towards the end of the stream. We're kind of wrapping things up a little bit, but I'll show you what we worked on tonight. We're working on this Mew versus Mewtwo. What is the name of the live-action hero show where the assassin accidentally licks his poison dagger? Ooh. Live-action show where the assassin accidentally licks his poison dagger. I don't know. Is it the hero Yoshikaido and the Devil King's Castle? The Devil King's Castle? The hero Yoshihiko and the Devil King's Castle is what's coming up. That's what came up when I Googled that search term. I do not know if that is what you are looking for or not, but that is what came up when I Google searched it. So maybe that. But yeah, hi Washable Markers. Happy you're here. Yeah, we are kind of getting close to the stream, to finishing up the stream. I want to finish at least the body of this before we go. But yeah, we're gonna continue working on this on Saturday. I hope you'll tune in on Saturday. I will hopefully have some other stuff to chat about as we get there. But as always, please stay safe. Look out for each other. Look out for yourselves. I hope that everything is going great for all y'all, and that you're happy and healthy. And take care of yourselves. And I'll see you. I'm going to wrap things up. So the thing we've been doing on the stream is at the end of streams is I've been going and raiding somebody else. So we're going to raid another stream. I have to I have to find a stream to raid, so we're gonna do that. Oh, all right. Things are gonna get spooky, y'all, because we are gonna raid. Uh, we are gonna raid Mary Kish's stream. Mary is playing Silent Hill 4 with Nina. So we're gonna raid Mary Kish, which rules. Mary rules. But uh, Lord Crashington, I'm gonna play the soundboard, and then we're gonna raid. All right, folks. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great time the rest of your evening. And we are going to go ahead and do that raid. And I'll see you next time in the next Build with Baer. Bye-bye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.